Hey folks, it's Brian, and we are doing a final on our Jeff's Model Car Garage Appreciation Group build, kind of hosted by Mr. Charlie Mack and sort of inspired by Mr. Al Woods. So thanks guys for kind of doing this type of group build. You know that Jeff is actually a pillar of our community. I appreciate him greatly. He's a friend. And there's not many people out there that we can refer to as a friend, especially if somebody we've never actually met in person. But I do enjoy chatting with him now and again, and I do enjoy texting with him and sharing bits of information back and forth, asking advice, stuff like that. So again, Jeff, you are appreciated far beyond just what this model represents. So on with the show. We are working on the Super Shaker 64 Impala, the 409 by AMT and round 2. And here's the box flap. This box art did its job. It got me to buy the kit. I was a little disappointed when I got home at how simplistic the kit is. However, AMT did kind of make up for that simplicity in a couple of areas, and we'll get to that in just a mo. But first, we'll start with the exterior. The kit also has of course, the stock front and rear bumper setups, but we wanted to try the custom front end. So there's a little pan that glues into the bottom here with this secondary grill, and then there's a different grill in the front here, almost Moparish looking in its style, which makes me really like it. It does have this optional mailbox style air scoop that glues on very easily and fits perfectly to the hole that you're supposed to cut in there. So that was a nice little surprise. As been in the past, I've cut the hole and found out that the air scoop does not fit. So it was nice to have that actually work out as it was supposed to. The color of the kit, that is TS54 light metallic blue. And it was a beautiful glossy job. I was so proud of that paint job. And then I happened to be chatting with Jeff about some stuff that I just finished previously, and he mentioned how much he liked the flat patina on that, because he's not really a fan of gloss paint jobs. So I was like, oh, that's good information to know. So I went outside later that day and hit this with some Tamiya flat coat, and I tell you what guys, it's freaking awesome. I love this. It was beautiful as a gloss metallic before, but now that it's a flat metallic, this is freaking awesome. I just love it. It looks like, I swear, it looks like denim. It's just, it's a working man's car is what it is. Now, even though the kit did have some beautiful wheel and tire options, we decided to go with some stuff from the parts box. We did Corvette C5 edition wheels and tires, and these guys actually have discs in the background to make them look like they have some rotors. And then I was like, you know, there's actually no calipers on there. I had to scratch up some calipers to put on there. I didn't have any kidney beans small enough to glue in there, so I had to go scratch up something out of styrene. So we did that. We painted them red. We glued them directly to the actual disc. And since all that mechanism rotates, we glued the wheels and tires in place so that the calipers would look like they are where they're supposed to be and not rotate with the wheel. Trying to make this kit, you know, look as little like a toy as possible at this particular point. With our paint job, we did do a gloss white top and a pearlescent top coat on top of that, and I think that looks pretty sweet with the satin finish that the blue is sporting. The molding on the sides and the script for the Impala logos are very nicely done. It's very easy to actually pick that out. I decided to use Sharpie for the bright work on the sides because I figured that would be nicely toned down, a nice satin silver color to go with the nice satin blue that was on there. So I thought that was a good call on that part. Around back here we have the roll pan and our little placard there that says that this is powered by waffles, because we all know that Mr. Jeff likes Waffle House. Now, whether or not he likes waffles, I'm not sure, but I do know that he likes a good Waffle House. And if you can find a good Waffle House, yeah, go for it. But let's see here. Oh yeah, we tinted up our back window with some Tamiya tint. It was the the smoke, I believe it was called. And I like to actually spray a little bit on the inside of the window and then flip the window over and spray a little bit on the outside of the window. And I think that that gives us just the right look that we wanted. Let's take a look underneath the hood. Let's go back up front here. There we go. She lifts off real nice. One tip. I decided to go with the Hillborn style intake system. The kit does have a supercharger or the stock intake, and neither one of those I liked. But the kit did have a Hillborn manifold as part of the parts trees, but no intake stacks. So I dug through the parts bin. I found a set of intake stacks that seemed like they were supposed to be made for that particular type of manifold. They fit in there perfectly. But the tip I was going to mention is the engine goes in last. It's the best way to do this is to put the engine in last. Put everything together, chassis, interior, tub, blah, blah, blah. Put it all together, glue it together, make sure you're good. And then add the engine and then the radiator. But while the glue is setting up on the engine, put the hood on so you can make sure that your intake stacks are going to fit right. Even if it means the engine is going to be slightly ticked to one side or the other. That was my first lesson on that. So I figured out how to do that, and I just wanted to pass that on. So the Hillborn manifold has some finning on it, and also the kit comes with some finned valve covers. So I thought, perfect. Let's add all that. And then I also discovered that the kit has finned oil pan as an option too. So I decided to go ahead and do the fin package on this guy here. Let's see, let's move around here. The radiator is actually just a thin strip of styrene that's molded to look like the radiator, of course, and then half of the fan shroud, the top half of the fan shroud. So it's very, very rudimentary. I apologize because the lighting is poor on that. So it's black on black on black, and you're not going to see much of that there, so I apologize about that. But the alternator actually has a bracket molded to it, so that was kind of sweet. So thank you for doing that there, AMT. I'd already glued everything together, and I realized, you know what, I probably should have snuck that out and made some molds of it or something. On the underside, pretty basic, again. It's got these blanks here. It looks like you're supposed to, at one time, have screwed it together in the past, I guess. I'm not sure. But they're just molded blank now. But the only thing is that they're cut out for around the... I'm assuming this is a fuel tank. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be here. Maybe the spare tire hole or whatever. But yeah, this they got these cutouts here for where the screws are supposed to go. But you know, it is what it is. I'm sure somebody could go in there and fill that all in, like Mr. Wayne over there at Wayne's Model World. That sounds like something that would be right up his alley to do. But for us, painting it flat black and ignoring it is the best way for us to do that. So underneath, we just did basic aluminum on the resonators and mufflers, and then some Ushi powder for the exhaust pipes, which really looks good, as a matter of fact. Here's our finned oil pan we were talking about, and since we're doing kind of a dragster street machine, I decided to go with the gold oil pan. I really love those Moroso style gold anodized oil pans, so that's what I was trying to replicate here. The engine and transmission ends at this particular point right here. Everything else is just chassis, pre-molded chassis. So that's what made it so easy to add the engine afterwards. The engine is an axle through the block style, but we modified that by filling it all in and then using some nails cut down to size and then gluing those in place so that we could mount the wheels onto those. And I think that's how we're going to fix that issue in the future, should we ever be presented with that again. So I hope you guys like that. Jeff, I hope you really like the kit too. I wasn't sending you any pictures of this at all. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit of a surprise. So again, hope you like it. You are very much appreciated in our community as well as in this household. I know that you have more than just one friend in this household. You also have a bestie that's at work right now. All right, guys and gals, we'll talk to you a little bit later on. I'm looking to do a stash update here shortly. Bye now.